Your real
experience.
position. Your real
So,
position.
customer experience manager and social media manager. Technically, BDC is what I was hired on as.
Hey, welcome to Social Grenade. These are the episodes where we do coaching calls with real life people in the real life work world out there in the automotive space and talk about what social media looks like for them and how they think that if they could improve some things, it would affect their business or their flow of traffic or really even their reputation at times. Those things are all important. So welcome, my friend Taryn. Taryn is, we've met through Women in Automotive and we've been online friends for a long time, got to meet in person, and I love her to death. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I love about Taryn is she's just like me. She's a student. Like she's constantly in learning phase of how can we be better? How can we improve? What's out there that I don't know about yet? And you just have to stay in that mode all the time. So Taryn, welcome. I know it's cold where you're at. Where's your store at?
We're in Stanton, Virginia, a very small town.
Stanton, Virginia. And
Yeah.
tell me, give your store shout out. What is it?
Oh, sorry. Consumers Auto Warehouse. We're a small, independently owned used car dealership.
Okay. And then I'm just going to get some background data on like your store. So how many vehicles do you guys normally move in a month?
Um, Lately, it had been a little slow. We just finally started to pick back up a little bit. Goal is 40 a month.
Okay. And so at 40, then you're like, we're golden. We've got all of our finance
Yeah.
that we're good. Okay. So how many
Yes.
salespeople are there?
2.
Two. Okay. And I have a virtual background on. So if my hair disappears, it's because it's the same color as what it was behind me. So don't think like she's getting a haircut in the middle of this episode. Okay, so we talked to people who have been at dealerships with 18 to 20 salespeople and dealerships as small as you, and even salespeople who are like, I just need to improve this for myself because I want to take control of my own business. There's a word that circulates out there in the world, and I think, because I'm a boomer, so I think that we have the greatest work ethic of all time. We were just taught to don't question anything, put your head down, hustle, do the thing. So I think that an entrepreneur is what all of us should be at every job that we're at. Like we should act like this is our business, or how can we within this business create a business that helps me fulfill my dreams? And so for car sales, this is like the perfect environment, the perfect little petri dish of all the right things, because you got somebody covering your bills, somebody buying vehicles for you, somebody taking care of all the legal crap for you. And all you really have to do is just generate your own traffic to the place where they've bought all of the stuff for you to sell. Like, it's a
Yeah,
no-brainer.
absolutely.
If I sold cars, I would dominate this world. I promise you I would dominate. But I don't want to sell cars, so there's that. Don't nobody call me and go, send me your resume. I'm not going to give you one. So I know that your position at the store is what?
Customer
Like your real
experience.
position. Your real
So,
position.
customer experience manager and social media manager. Technically, BDC is what I was hired on as.
It's so funny. So when I was in a dealership, I was hired as the social media marketing manager or whatever. I don't even know. They made up a title. It was like 2013, 2014. Like the role didn't even exist in a dealership at the time. And so they're like, well, what do you want your title to be? And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, well, you need to tell us because the lettering guy is coming tomorrow. And I'm like, well, let me make something up. And the funny thing is that the value in social media, think about 2014, the value in social media wasn't quite there. I mean, it's probably still not quite there 10 years later. However, I was also in charge of ordering pizza on Saturdays. I was in charge of making sure that my GM had his ink refills for his favorite pen, that if it was November, he had a new desk planner all ready for him to, I was like, I'm not your personal assistant. And then I would get a bunch of crap from the new car sales manager. I'm going to shout him out too, because he's a pain in the butt. His name is Shane Merriam. We're still friends. And Shane would be, every time I would be bothering Shane about something, he'd be like, why don't you go back in your office and play on Facebook? Okay, Shane, that's what I do. All right.
Yeah, I'm working
So
on it.
yeah. And so it really wasn't even taken seriously as this is something that we need to pay attention to for quite a while. And I think that it was brought to light really well during COVID. Okay, so if the majority of dealerships were running TV ads or radio ads, right? And COVID came along, and the only thing on TV at the time was really the news 24/7 and body bags being stacked in New York City and putting in cold trucks. I mean, let's all go back to that time warp. And then on radio, nobody was going anywhere. So nobody was in their cars listening to the radio. So radio ads weren't working anymore either. And so our business saw a huge boom during that time because the only way to reach the customers was where they were at all day long, which was in their phones. And so social became the way to get the message out that yes, we're sanitizing our cars. Yes, we're practicing 6 feet safety. Yes, we're doing all that. Yes, we're open. Yes, our service department is open. All of the things that needed to get the message out, we could pivot on a dime, and social was the way to get that messaging out there. And so a mind shift happened in 2020, luckily for me. And we started seeing people taking social seriously. They didn't have any other choice. I mean, they had no choice whatsoever, right?
Right.
I know I like people want to go, oh my God, gas was at its lowest price. I'm like, yeah, because nobody was driving anywhere. Like nobody
Right.
was going anywhere. They weren't even in their cars. So it didn't even matter. So social for me has always been like the avenue. I mean, you don't go to a restaurant unless you're at a sports bar somewhere. Even at a sports bar, you look around, Taryn, and you see people just staring at their phones from
Everywhere.
6 to 60.
Yep.
That's what they're doing. But you want to tell me that social doesn't work, that that's not where their customers are. And you can look around a restaurant and you can see that's a damn lie because yes, they are there. And so then you have to determine, how does this platform work? Let's just talk Facebook. How does this platform work? How do I make it work for me? What kind of content is required there? And then how do I strategically go about executing something on social media? And so what we see mostly, and you probably see it too, because you're infiltrated with the industry just as bad as I am. You've got that infection just as bad as I do. That all salespeople generally will post is used car or vehicles, inventory photos, and sold customers. And that's not feeding the machine. So what I want to do is I want to take a look at your social, the page, and your personal, because your personal too. You're driving traffic too. It's what you do. So are you game for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're brave. You're so brave. Like I don't know that I could withstand an audit myself though. Okay, let's look here. Okay, so here we can see the consumer auto warehouse. And you know, it's funny. I love the caw, and I'll tell you why. I am a huge Aldi fan, and on social media, if you haven't, there's a Facebook page called the Aldi Aisle of Shame, and it's all of the people nationwide that shop at Aldi, and like they'll post when really cool stuff hits Aldi on Wednesdays when they have that one aisle that has all the weird crap on it. And they have this thing that if you are a member of the Aldi Aisle of Shame and you are in an Aldi and you just go, caw, caw, like that, if somebody else that's a member of that Facebook group is in there, they will caw back at you.
Oh, that is hilarious.
It is funny. I've been in there whenever I've heard people call, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I am so not doing it. Okay, let's go to this and look around here for just a second. So I always look to make sure first that as the business, we've got everything set up here properly. They can find you, they can call you. You've got your call to action, which is message, which is great. Some of them will have call now or whatever. That your store hours are set up in here properly. Are these all right?
It's so little from here, but yeah, I think so.
They're 9 to 6 every day except for
Yes.
Saturday, and it's 10 to 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So I always look to make sure that all of that stuff is right. I always look to see also if we're looking at the reviews, is somebody constantly answering these, not just the good ones, but the bad ones as well. Or not just the bad ones, but the good ones as well. Most of the time they'll come in and find, you'll find that on the good ones, nobody answers them, but they're out there quick to answer the ones that are bad. So you're doing a great job here, replying back to all of the customers, everyone that's commenting on here. So good job. And it looks like, I'm going to come up here real quick and see. It looks like you're doing it like the same day.
I try to, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll sit here for months before someone will answer them. So I like that you're taking good care of that. So good job there. And
Thanks.
for a small dealership, I mean, you guys having 4,400 followers, that's a good social media following. So good deal.
Yeah.
And then your content here you posted today. Congratulations to Kelly Bosmer. You're the winner of day 3 in your call countdown. So good job there. Your graphics good. And one of the things I'm going to come through, and this has only been posted like 30 minutes ago, so it's not like we're going to see a ton of engagement here. We're looking to see, do we have any of this going on, right? So Diane Campbell, Aaron Hawley, and Angel DC have liked this post. Who are these people?
I know that Aaron is like our top fan. He's bought 2 cars from us and he comments on everything.
Okay.
Love him.
So let's see what the comments are here. And I hate this most relevant. I really want to see all comments. They're all relevant.
Yes.
Okay. So here's a miss for you. Okay.
I haven't replied to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know.
And I'll tell you why. Okay. So the reason why behind this is that Facebook doesn't know the difference between, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Had you replied to all of them, then it would have said 16 comments. Okay.
Yeah.
And then as you have more and more comments on there, Facebook pushes it out to a wider and a wider audience, right? So you have to go back in, you have to come back into each one of them and reply back to them. Don't just give them a like. That's not good enough. You have to comment back to each one of these. And then people that maybe it'll start first with people who are following your page. Because right now, like maybe your engagement is low and Facebook's only pushing it out to a few people right now are seeing it. As you comment back to these people, they'll go, this is engaging content. And okay, so you have to understand Zuckerberg's goal, right? Zuckerberg's goal is to keep the users on his platform as long as he can, because then he can serve them up more ads. Ad revenue is what pays the bills. So you have to put content out there and tell it that it's relevant content to the people in your audience. And you do that by getting the comments, the likes, and the shares. So as you go in there and kind of trick the algorithm by replying back to each and every one of these, Facebook thinks, oh, not just 8 people have liked it, but 16 people have liked it. And generally, like, and I don't know if there's a magic number. And this is not factual. Like I haven't but I've studied like how far it goes before it starts going further and further. So generally, like, let's say that you hit 20 comments, Facebook's going to go, I wonder if these people out here who are like these people right here would like to see this as well. And it pushes it out to a further audience because they want content on their platform that people want to engage with. That's what they want, because the more that you're engaging with content on their platform, the longer you will stay there, the more ads he can serve up to you and the more money he can make. Yes. So that's why. So I would come back in here to each one of these, and it's not too late. I mean, this is a good contest. I mean, that within 3 hours, you have 8 comments on here. That's a good job on this. This is a good post. I like it.
So honestly, I know I need to reply to him. I was busy doing my BDC stuff, so that's why I just hit likes. I tabled it to go back to it later to throw some emojis to him or something.
Right. And so that's the problem whenever you have someone at your dealership that is doing multiple roles.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I was the social media person, they were sending me to do other things. I'm like, who do you think's talking to your customers while I'm at Target shopping for 2-sided tape because you have a sales event and you need to tape up some posters?
Right.
So I'm standing in line and I look like an asshole because I'm literally on my phone the entire time, but I'm answering all these customers that are in our social media, right? I'm having to do that thing at the same time. And so it's tough when you have to multitask. And you may find another little elf that works with you that will help out with this. And you add them as an editor to the page. And then you go, hey, Joanne, can you pop over there and answer all of those people in the Christmas tree post that we have going?
And that might even be a good idea for one of my sales reps. Amber, I love her to death, but she does not like being on camera. So for every like 10 TikToks that I get Tyler to do, I get Amber to do maybe 1. Mm-hmm. So that would be, that'd be something good she could help with for sure.
Yeah. And that will help you because it's just going to do nothing but help your reach. So let's go look a little bit further and see what we got going on here. But I like this contest idea. Like, I love this or that. That's a good one. Okay. And then we have the giveaways going on here, and let's look at the comments here.
And so on those, I didn't reply to either. I guess I could just do like a thanks for participating type thing.
Yeah, like literally, like, so here's probably what myself or my team would do is we would go, you're a rock star. Good job. Way to go. You know, any of those things, because you want to acknowledge it. And on top of that, you want to get to 40 comments. You got 20. Right. Look how fast it'll be to get to 40.
True. Yes.
So just find something that's like, you know, like this guy was like Fuzzy socks. I'm like, and you could be like my go-to also. Gloves, always forget mine, can never find them. Any of those things. That's what you can reply back.
So do you like with social media, with replying to the comments, do you know if time is of the essence for that too, as far as the reach? Like if I wait and go back and do it in the evening, is that not as efficient
You should really do it as fast as they
as they're
come
coming
in
in?
there. And I know that's not possible if you are the customer experience and you're the BDM and your social media. I know that it's not always, but as fast as you can get to it, yes, 100%. It's
Okay.
not like it's not of no value if you do
Right.
it later. It's
See,
just of a higher
I'm making
value.
notes.
Okay, it's just of a higher value if you do it earlier. That's okay. I mean, this is my love language, so I speak this all day long. And
Yeah.
that's a good contest too. I mean, I like your graphic, like you got your disclaimer on there, you got 17 shares, and then you can look and see some of these people may not have liked your page yet. And if you're on the page yourself, you can look and see, and then you can invite them to like your page too. And then that's just some organic growth.
Yeah, I do that on the business manager, whatever that app is, Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. This shows culture inside the dealership. So this is great because people want to know, like, and trust you before they get here. So this is a good post. 6 comments, 2 shares.
Haven't replied.
Okay. I'm going to say that this is probably your biggest miss right here.
Downfall, yeah.
Yeah, is the replies right here. So I think really, Taryn, get some help with that. If
Okay.
you can get some help with that, like you're doing good content, you're doing the stuff that you should be doing. You're doing engaging stuff. I would probably one of the things that I'm really preaching on a lot right now is it's jab, 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 right hook, right? So the right hook is asking them for business, right?
Right.
So at some point, this is a business page, right? So you have to, and this is a good one right here. So wrap up your holidays with a nicer, newer car. All right. So I would probably have like a 2-to-1 mix of of other content versus what vehicles do we have for sale, right? What do we have at the dealership? That fresh hot trade just came in. So we've got a lot of engagement going on, but we've got to get a little bit more of what we do, buying a vehicle. So this is service related. This is awesome. So you have a service department too. You would probably need to put that up here. So when you pick you could pick 2 categories for your Facebook page, and it could be car dealership and automotive repair.
Oh, okay. Even though they have their own page, still put that on ours too?
Yeah, because what if they end up here and they don't find your other page? They don't
True.
know that you do that. They don't know if you do automotive repair.
True. That's a good tip. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would probably add that as a second one on there.
Yeah.
And then, are you linking them out to the website at all on any of your posts?
Yeah, in the bottom, at like the bottom of most posts, it should.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, I guess the businessy ones anyway, like the advertisement ones.
Right. Okay. Good job. Because especially if you put a car in there, and I would never link to the VDP because when they see this, that car may already be sold and that VDP will be dead.
Right.
So always just link out to the general inventory page so that they can find whatever they want to it. So that, I mean,
Oh,
unless
that's a
you're
good
on,
tip too.
yeah, unless you're on Marketplace, there's just no sense.
Right.
So I would say that unusually for a car dealership, you probably need to have a little bit more car stuff on here.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this. This is awesome. Good photos. And I'm going to tell you this right here is the best angle to have your primary photo of. So 3/4 shot low and at that corner right there. Great job on the photography.
Amber actually did those. So see, she's good behind the camera, just doesn't want to get in front of it.
Yeah, this is always how I would recommend you shooting a vehicle. It's low, it's sexy.
Yeah, that's the money
Which is
shot.
really, yeah, it's like us girls taking a picture and we're like up here, right, taking because this is the best angle of us. And so people don't think about that with cars. Like there's a good angle for a car too, and then there's crappy ones, and mostly they're doing crappy ones. And I generally always say that if you're shooting the dashboard, to be sitting in the back seat and shoot up, because you've got enough room, enough space that you can do whatever, and then you can crop it out. But a lot of times you're way too close if you're sitting in the front trying to shoot this command panel right here.
Yeah, I've done that for TikToks from the back.
Yeah. Okay, so now whenever we are the face of the dealership, whenever we've chosen to make ourselves the face of the dealership, then a lot of times what we do on our personal social also reflects back to our 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 work, right? So
Yeah.
I love this. You're a band mom. So I love this. This is great. Lets everybody know who you are, that you're a mom. This is your family. This is what I'm proud of. This was a really great post. I love this right here.
Thank you.
And the messaging is so poignant. And I'm going to tell you that one of the reasons why I train salespeople and why I created Social Grenade was because of stuff like this. Because I would have salespeople that would come back to work when I was at the dealership and go, "Oh my God, Elaine from my church like bought a vehicle from XYZ Toyota. I can't even believe they did that. Like, why didn't she buy it from me?" And I'm like, "Well, did you ask her?" And he goes, "Yeah." She said, "Because she didn't even know that I still sold cars." And I'm like,
That sounds like a you problem, buddy.
yeah. And so that's the truth. So you address that in this post. So one of the things, so they either go one way or the other, right? So I have a friend named Kelly Krause, and his social media is all about his belief in fitness and mindset and all of that. But he owns two dealerships, right? And so whenever I was talking to him about his social, I'm like, "Kelly," I said, "you are all about jabs and no right hooks. There's no call to action asking anybody to come buy a car from you that's what you do. They might think you're a mindset coach because of what you post on your personal social."
Right.
And so if you will constantly be that face of, "Yeah, this is what I do. Yes, I go to this church. Yes," on your social media, right? "Yes, my kids are in band. Yes, my kids are in cheer. Yes, I do these things with my family, but yes, I work at this dealership and you should come and see me because I'm going to take the best care of you, Elaine. You may not have got the best deal at Toyota, Elaine. You probably should have come and saw somebody that you know, liked, and trust.
Yep.
Maybe that should be what you have done." And so a lot of times we don't see those salespeople asking for the business. And if you don't ask for it, they won't give it to you. So this is great. When you share stuff over from your page too, that's great. Motivational stuff, always good. Supporting your. So here's a cool thing for you. If you were selling cars, this would be my advice to you, right? Because you have kids in band. You have a daughter in band. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if you have one or two in band. Just one?
One. Yeah.
Okay. So you have one in band. So band moms, band parents are a tribe of people. Okay. They're a tribe. And so if I were a salesperson and I had a daughter in band, I would make a post like this. I would post a picture of her in her band uniform. We go, "We just wrapped up the season. I know you did too. Drop me your favorite picture of your band kid down below, blah, 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 blah," right? Even on your personal profile. And so what's going to happen is these people are going to start dropping pictures of their band kids all the way down below, right? And if you want to, you can tell them, tag what school. I mean, if there's other schools that they could have been involved in, tell me what they play in the band. You want all this information, right? And you're wanting it for a reason, not just because you want to see all of this. If I sold cars, then I would look at all of these and I go, who are the people that dropped all these in here? If the majority of them were moms, and you could tell by their profile, they were moms, my next post would be some vehicle that was easy to tote all of their band equipment to every freaking event that they have. And then I would probably get what does your daughter play?
The sousaphone and marching band, or the tuba and regular band.
Okay. So then I would find probably a minivan or a third row SUV that would fold down. And then I would demonstrate putting the band equipment in the vehicle and all of the crap that she needs every time she has to go to an event. And I would do that after I built the tribe of band moms. And you go, does this look familiar to you? Trying to get all of the equipment in your vehicle? Third row SUV has saved our life. I can fold that seat down and I can get all of her big equipment in there and still have room for the family. And so now you've created a tribe and you're continuing it. And those should hit like either within hours of each other or no later than the next day. So if you created a band mom tribe and that's going really well, you have tricked the algorithm into these people and it's pushing out to more of the band moms and more of the band moms. And now the messaging is continuing because now the next thing that you posted was a right hook. And that was that third row SUV that will fit that tuba or that sousaphone in the back of it with all the rest of crap that she has to have to go, right? All the stuff. It's not just like she has to show up with just her equipment. There's always other crap that has to go with them. And so, and then you go, do you feel my pain? You feel my pain? If you need a third row SUV, I have 20 right here, right now, ready for you. Let's be ready for next season. And then that's the call to action, right?
Yes, I love that.
And so you may even ask that question. You may even ask a question that you want them to answer in that post with the third row SUV and go, does this look familiar? Drop me a red or whatever their uniform color is, right? Like if in that school your daughter's is green, drop me a green heart down below. If this looks familiar to you and you thinking it's time after this long season of you getting a third row SUV for next year, for next season. And then that is strategic organic content. We built a tribe and then we spoke to them again about the thing that we want them to do. So we let them do the thing they wanted to do, which was share a picture of their band kid. And then we showed them what we wanted them to see. And we spoke to this specific group of people instead of everybody. Look, we have cars for everybody. We have cars for everybody. If you have cars for everybody, you got cars for nobody.
Yeah.
See what other nuggets I can find here. Let's see. It looks like you're a dog mom.
I am. And people love their dogs. Anything you post.
I love this right here. Our pig ate half of Kaylee's book bag one time. That's hysterical. Kaylee had snacks in the front pocket and left her book bag on the floor. The pig smelled it and ripped open the bag to shreds. That's hysterical. Like I would probably screenshot that right there, just this thing right here, and post it again and go, this was my laugh of the day. Shout out to Paige for leaving me the funniest comment on my Facebook profile today. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you're just building
so
people.
Good.
You would just be building people that are just following you.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, and they're entertained by you. We all come to social media to be entertained, educated, or enlightened.
I was going to say, or to be gassed up, and that's gassing Paige up.
Yeah, for sure. Seriously.
Yes.
And then still sharing that right here. Obviously, National Mutt Day. You won't get a lot of traction when you're sharing stuff from the page, just so that you know. You would have to post that organically and then run that. But
yeah.
I would say probably a little bit more about what charges you up. A little late posting happy 100th birthday to Grand Gray. Is this your grandmother?
It is my fiance's grandmother.
Oh my gosh, she's adorable.
Yes.
You know what? If I were thinking, I think of my life as content. Most people don't think of their life like that, but I do because that's just the environment that I'm in. But what I would do with this is I would have gotten Grand's favorite recipe, whatever she has, like whatever she made, like the best cornbread or whatever it was, whatever her favorite recipe was. And then I would say, check the first comment for Grand's favorite cornbread recipe, and then drop me a recipe of your own.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yes, absolutely.
And so you're looking to do things that will build a tribe. When you do that, you're now building a tribe of people who love to cook. Right? We know they love to cook. Here's their favorite recipes. They have told you, they've opened their front door a little bit, let you peek in and smell what's cooking, right? And so then you could follow this post up with something along the lines of this vehicle right here will hold the groceries for all the favorite recipes that you have in the whole freaking wide world, whatever it is, right? You have to think through that part of it. Coffee lovers, right? I think about this, like everybody's a coffee lover, right? I mean, some form or another. I mean, I know because there are coffee drive-through places all the way around me. So I know there's enough coffee lovers here to feed an army. So I think about, I think marketing all the time. So I think about that coffee cup that has got coffee that has run down the side of it, those paper ones, and they're all messed up and nasty. And I think like, I would take that crappy, nasty looking coffee cup that has got coffee, maybe has lipstick around the white part of the cap on the top of it, and there's coffee still in the top part of it, whatever, and it just looks gross, right? And I would put it in one of your nastiest trade-in vehicles in the cup holder. That's just dirty as shit, right? I would put it in there, and I would like do a small maybe a little boomerang video of that coffee sitting in that crappy little car. And then I would go and get like a nice Stanley or whatever it is. And then when one of the nicest, cleanest vehicles you have, I would shoot a video of just my hand putting that nice clean cup in that cup holder and go, your coffee deserves a better car.
That is great.
You know what I'm saying? Like those things, just make those connections right off the bat.
Yes.
And then you could even make a call to action that says, drop me a picture of your coffee in your cup holder right now. I'm giving away a $10 whatever gift card to whatever coffee
Yeah.
house with you guys, right? And then
Yeah.
those things, if you'll think about that and you tying what they love back to your cars. And
Right.
it's a leap, but once you get into that, you can't stop thinking of it. Every time you think of something, you go, oh my God, this would be great with this vehicle doing this thing right here. And so that's kind of what organic social is all about. I love the grand photos. That one's cool. What a great book.
Yes.
So you're doing a good job. Like, I'm going to tell you, you're probably like on my scale of 1 to 10, you're probably doing at it at a 7.
Well, thanks.
And that's epic AF right there. So you're doing at it at a 7. And I think if you could improve anything, it would be your comments. And then you're thinking you have to connect with a tribe of people with what you want to sell. I say it all the time. It gets redundant. Anybody who listens to this will get pissed off hearing it. But like, I think about Tom Brady comes up to the snap or to the huddle with 2 plays every play when he played. And he would read the defense and see what defense was there. And then he would go the second play, because this defense will annihilate this play right here. Right. And so I always think in 2 phases. So what car do I want to sell? And then how do I get there? What tribe of people should be buying it? And so I think about the vehicle first, then I go back to the tribe. Who are the people for this? We created Social Grenade, which we just launched, because we know that not everybody is like you. Not everybody can just whip out graphics and do the thing and make the stuff and make it perform like it's supposed to, right? So for the salespeople, Social Grenade is there because we've built all of the engaging posts in there. They get daily text prompts that remind them what they should do today.
Yeah,
Today's a great day to go do a walk around video of a 3rd row SUV. And then the next day it may be, hey, today's a great day to pop out to Social Grenade and find an engaging post and share that on your page. Remember to comment back to everybody. Like, that's the text thread that goes out every day. And then we put performance managers in there too, to make sure that they're not falling behind, that they're able to just keep incorporating that. So I think as the world changes social media wise, and you can add to this as well, as the world changes out there and how marketing is done, social is becoming more and more important. And I think that you and your team have really tapped into that with your TikToks and your videos and the stuff that you do. I know it's so hard to stay creative all the time, isn't it?
It is.
And I love that picture up on your wall up there.
Which one? The scream?
Yes, the scream.
Oh yeah, my stepson painted that for me.
So what struggles are you seeing other than like keeping up with all of the things that are your task? What things are you seeing that are working or not working for you guys?
So working, I would say just like being relatable to people, building relationships. So we also created a call VIP Facebook group for people who have bought cars from us, people who service cars at the shop, or who frequently rent from us. And so we just recently did that within the last few months. And so we've been pushing out a lot of texts to people to get them to join that, and then doing giveaways in there. And that's had a lot of people commenting. And even though it's people that may have recently bought, we're still just keeping front of their mind, for referrals and building those relationships.
Right.
So I think that's what we've really been focused on, is relationship building.
Yeah, that's unique. What's the size of your city? Like 40,000, 15,000?
I don't even know. Don't give me the line. Hold on, let me Google it.
How many high schools do you have?
1.
Probably about 50,000.
25,000.
25,000. Okay. You have to be kind of under that 40,000 really to just have one high school. We had 2 high schools here in Joplin for a while and then consolidated back down to 1. So we have little suburbs all the way around us, but like Joplin has 1 high school. Carthage has 1 high school. Webb City has 1 high school. So
yeah.
And so if you could have a magic fairy just visit you tomorrow and they would deliver the perfect thing to you and your job, you could go, this is the job that I want. This is all I want to do all day long. Nothing else but just this. Would it be BDC? Would it be customer experience? Would it be social media?
It can't be all of the above.
I mean, you can do at all 3 of them. Yes. Doing all 3 of them with excellence is tough.
Honestly, I would probably choose BDC, and I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. But before I came here, I worked at Intellos, which is a local phone company, at a call center, and I was there for like 9 years. And I started out in customer care, became a team leader in customer care, and then I went over to customer loyalty. So that's just my roots.
It's your comfort zone.
Yeah, like I'm like a robot on the phones, but I'm not a robot at the same time. Like, I'm a robot as far as cranking out the calls, but I'm a person to talk to.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
When it's natural for you, like, we have a guy that works here for us, his name is Isaac, that works in the BDC, and, like, he's the guy that when I, because we're an outsourced BDC, so we have several different dealerships. When I have a dealership that's really struggling with show rate, like, man, like, these people just are not showing up, that I know that I can put Isaac in there, and my sets will go up and my shows will go up because he just speaks to people, like, he just relates to them. I mean, there's times whenever, like, I can tell when he's on the phone, with a black man, because he's always calling him boss. Right. Yeah, boss, whatever. Cause I'm like, why are you doing that, man? Quit calling people boss. And he's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
And Isaac is half black. So I'm always just like, at first I didn't understand when he was doing that. I'm like, would you quit calling people boss on the phone? Like, and he's like, it was a brother. And I'm like, oh, like, is it? I mean, I didn't get the rule book, so I don't know. Is like that okay? And he was like, yes, it's fine. Like, okay. But he gets to that comfort level with them, and then he stays there. He stays there with them through the entire thing. So he becomes that trusted advisor in the process, and that voice that is familiar to them, instead of being so scripted and whatever. He has the ability to use his emotional intelligence and have a conversation with somebody. So that's
Yes.
always really good.
Yes.
So yeah, it's nice whenever you find something that is your jam. That, like, it's funny because I have Epic BDC, we have outsourced BDC, we have SCP Agency where we serve the dealers at the dealership level. So we handle all of their social media for their business pages, and then we just launched Social Grenade. And it's like people are like, hey, can you get on a podcast with me and talk about BDC? I'm like, I don't want to, but Shasta will.
Yeah.
And they're like, you won't? And I'm like, no. They're like, will you come to our conference and speak on BDC? I'm like, no, I don't want to. Shasta will. I'm like, but you want to talk social media? I'm your go-to girl. I will talk this crap all day long.
Yes.
Well, Taryn, what did you learn from today?
That I need to reply to people more.
Well, they expect it. So, you know what I'm saying? And even if they don't, Facebook likes it a lot. So we might as well just flip that switch there and get more and more and more reach, because that's really the goal, is to get you from 40 cars to 50 cars.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is that next bogey? And then how do we do that without spending more money?
Yeah. It's funny, like when I first started working on social media, I was telling my friend the other day, it was like when you're cooking pasta and you want to see if the noodle's done, you just throw it at the wall and see if it sticks. So that's kind of like what I was doing with my posts at first, just throwing them at the wall and seeing if they stuck.
But we
But
do
now
the same thing, but we're so bougie, we call it like A/B testing. We don't
Right.
know. We'll just go, huh? So there's a post that I made. So a friend of mine has a luxury car rental company. So where you could like rent like a Ferrari on Turo or whatever. Well, he has like a Porsche and a Mercedes AMG, and he's got like 6 different luxury high performance vehicles that they have a website and they rent them here locally. Like, you rent them by the day. Like, I'm going to take my wife on a special date, and so I'm going to rent this bougie car and do this thing. Right?
Yeah.
And so whenever he first started that company, because I'm friends with him, I built his Facebook page for him, and I'm still an admin on the page. So he called me one day and he's like, oh my God, that page is like dead. Like, nobody is even talking in there. It doesn't matter what we post, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'll just go take a look at it. I said, just leave me alone. I said, if I'm playing in there, just leave me alone. He's like, okay. So it was the first day of the NFL draft, and he's got a real male dominated audience. Like, they're real, rah, 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 right? And so I was like, oh, this will be easy. I don't know how to talk to dudes, whatever. So I made this post, and it was, welcome to draft day. Tell me who your pick is, what team you want him to go to, and what round you think he's going to go in. Drop it down below. I mean, not a damn nothing. Nobody commented. It was crickets, like nothing. I was like sitting there going, what the hell? Literally, what the hell?
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I didn't say anything to Tussin. I was just like, So then I did 911. Don't ask me any questions. Just drop me a picture of your dog right below. I need it right now. And it was like, bam, 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 bam. People are like dropping pictures of their dogs like crazy. And I'm like, oh, yes. I'm commenting back to each and every one of them. I'm like, oh, my God, that's sweetie. His name's Watson. He looks like a Watson. He's so cute, blah, 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 right? Just answering them all. And so while I had that going, I asked Tustin, they have what's called a date night rally. So 4 times a year, you can pay like $700, and you and your spouse can have one of these vehicles as a group. They all go on this rally, and you get one vehicle. You drive all these windy back roads down to Northwest Arkansas and go down and have dinner. And then everybody races back up the interstate. Okay. So I asked him, I said, when's your next date night rally? And he's like, June the 8th. And I'm like, do you have the event up yet? Do you have any tickets sold? Are you sold out? And he's like, no, we haven't sold any tickets yet to it. And I'm like, okay, what's your hottest car that you have right now? And he goes, the McLaren. I said, send me a picture of it. So he sends me a picture of it. Wow, these people are still dropping their dog photos, right? They're still dropping them. And so I create this post about date night rally. Hurry, this sells out fast. Get your ticket now, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I make a post in there and I created a Facebook event at the same time. And we sold 2 tickets that night.
Wow.
Which we wouldn't have if we hadn't had, because nobody would have saw
it. The page had no activity, right?
Yeah, it would have pulled into nobody's news feed, right? And so there's times, Taryn, whenever some of my crap just falls flat and I'm just like, and I don't get it. I'm like, that should have hit. And so then I just have to go back. And then maybe if I had done the dog post first and then the ticket post and then come back with the NFL draft, I probably would have had some play. But the page was in need of CPR at that point. It was so dead that nobody was seeing anything that I posted. Right. So I had to get it in there. And so what I did is I made that post and I dropped my dog in the first comment. I went and put that in there, just kind of seeded it so that it pushed out there. And then, but you just have to find, so it's not like throwing stuff against the wall because sometimes the things that I think are going to work don't. And I think it's brilliant. Like I'm driving down the road going, this is brilliant. It's not. I think it is at the time, but it's not. So I just keep trying. And so the thing is that volume overcomes the lack of quality sometimes, or the lack of it really going viral. So you just have to keep trying and go, what is the audience? And then speak to those tribes and create several. You want to create several of them and go, who are the people around us? What are they interested in? Are there Harley riders? Are there guys who love to hunt? It's hunting season, right? It's hunting season right now. So I would probably drop a post somewhere on this planet that says, hey, I don't know where we're at in the deer season. I have no idea, honest to God. But if it's in the middle of deer season, I would drop it
because my youngest stepson just killed one last weekend. So yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah. So see, you could drop that post right there and then ask for everyone to drop because they all take pictures with their damn dead deer. Mm-hmm. Drop a picture of your deer down below, blah, 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 blah. And then,
the next day you need this truck to come carry your dead deer.
Right. Yeah. And this truck would look so good with your deer in the back of it.
Yeah.
Or if you're one of those unlucky people who hit a deer this year instead of shooting one, we've got you covered. You know what I'm saying? We got you covered.
Yes.
So you'll have all of that. So just think about all of those tribes and then go, how do I entice them to play with me?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea. I love it.
That's what social is all about, is just getting these people to play with us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Taryn, thank you for being so brave to let me just walk through your minefield and really kind of just tear your social apart. You really are doing a good job. So please know that.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Anybody else who wants their salespeople to be working social media, hit me up for Social Grenade. I will hook you up. If you want to go check out all of Taryn's stuff, she is at Consumer Auto Warehouse. I think it is facebook.com/CAW. Yeah.
Yep, CAW.
Yeah. So go check her out and then steal everything that she does. She don't care.
Nope.
None of us invented this crap.
Nope.
Only Al Gore. All right. Go back to work. I know you need to. And for everybody else, peace out.
Thanks. Have a good day.